Okay, so this is going to be my official Ryan Garcia versus Tank Davis prediction. Let's start by going through the tail of the tape. Tank Davis is 28-0 with 26 wins coming by way of knockout. He stands at 5'5.5". He's a 67.5-inch reach, and he's 28 years old. Ryan Garcia is 23-0 with 19 wins coming by way of knockout. He stands at 5'10". He has a 70-inch reach, and he's 24 years of age, okay? Now, look, bro, we can say, I'll say a few things. The press conferences were disgusting. This is not a fight to determine who's the best in the division. That fight, those credentials belong to Lomachenko and Devin Haney. It is not a fight between two all-time greats like the Showtime people are having you make believe. It is not a fight between two Hall of Famers like Bernard Hopkins, Espinoza, De La Hoya, and all these clowns are pretending it is. It has none of that criteria. No Hall of Fame status, no pound-for-pound status, not even the best in your division status. So we can kill all that bullshit right now, okay? Is it an interesting fight? Absolutely, it's an interesting fight. It's an interesting fight between two contenders. That is it, people. It's not a title fight. It's not a pound-for-pound type of fight. It's none of that. So we can kill that noise right now. But let's break this fight down a little bit. So I've been saying for a long time that Tank Davis is not a three-weight champion. He's a one-weight champion. The only legit world title that Gervonta Davis ever won was the 130-pound IBF title that he won off of Jose Pedraza. So all that shit that they pump out that he's a three-weight champion, that's nonsense, bro. That's nonsense. Ryan Garcia's never fought for a title in his own right. So this fight is a popular fight to appease the casuals between contenders. That is it, okay? But it is an interesting fight. It is an interesting fight. Say what we want. Say what we want about, whether these guys' sexuality, because I think they're both a little bit of bit fruity. But Ryan Garcia didn't show up to the press conference wearing a woman's pink mink. He didn't show up to the press conference wearing women's earrings, glittery white shoes, and carrying a purse. So we can call Ryan Garcia gay all we want. At least he don't dress up like that, man. You know what I'm saying? But as far as the fight itself goes, look. I wanted to see them two standing next to each other before I made a prediction. And Mario Barrios is bigger than Ryan Garcia. I can tell you that right now. So whatever they have Ryan Garcia listed at 5'10". I think he's more about 5'8" or 5'9", 5'8.5", something like that. I actually thought Ryan Garcia was going to be bigger than that when I saw them standing face to face. Now that sways my opinion a little bit. And another thing that sways my opinion is the fact that Tank Davis is weight draining him to 136-pound catch weight. Another fact that's making me swing more towards Gervonta Davis' side is the coward shit of slapping him with the rehydration clause and the catch weight. Tank Davis should have acted like a man and fought him at 140 pounds. So because Tank Davis wanted to pull all these diva shenanigans, you best believe that I'm rooting for Ryan Garcia, bro. Because we can say whatever we want about Ryan Garcia. He might be a little fruity or whatever. I'm not denying that. But he's not a disgusting human being that serially beats women, says a bunch of racist shit. Just a terrible, terrible person like Gervonta Davis is. Okay, so best believe I am rooting for Ryan Garcia in this fight. But Ryan Garcia has to do a few things to be successful. Can't leave his chin up in the air. I mean, I'm sure everybody and their mother has said that one. That's an obvious one, right? Ryan Garcia's got a great left hook, man. He could very well catch Tank Davis coming in, and Tank Davis with that left hook, and Tank Davis better be keeping an eye on that, or it will bite him in the ass. And I'll say this also, if Gervonta Davis is not taking this training camp seriously, He better be. He better be, because Ryan Garcia does have the tools to beat him. He's got the height. He's got the reach. He's got very fast hands. He's got power. He could give Tank a lot of trouble in this fight, but because of the fact that Gervonta Davis is weight draining him to a catch weight, slapping him with the rehydration clause, doing all this bullshit to him, I think that's going to be that might make a big difference. I would have been a lot more 50-50 on this fight had this fight happened at 140 pounds or 135 pounds, even where there's no rehydration clause. The thing is, Ryan can give Tank issues. He can hurt him. He's got the power and the speed and the height and the reach to hurt Gervonta. But I think the power of Ryan isn't gonna be as efficient as it should be, because he's being weight trained, because Tank is draining him down to a catch weight and slapping him with the rehydration clause. Like I say, I would have been a lot more 50-50 on this fight with no bullshit and no shenanigans attached to it. So, but Ryan still can give Tank trouble, man. He's got the height and the reach, and he's got speed and power. But that's all he's got, people. Even if it wasn't at a catch weight or a rehydration clause, in my opinion, that's all Ryan really has going for him. Those things that I just mentioned. The size, some speed, and the hand speed. And, they both got sufficient power, so neither one of them have fought the greatest competition. Between the two of them, in my opinion, they only really have 3 credible wins. Tank might have 3 or 4 credible wins, but Ryan's really only got 1 credible win. And Luke Campbell that had one foot out the door, that was talking about retirement prior to that fight and was coming off an 18-month layoff and a loss to Vasily Lomachenko. So I don't put too much stock into that. You understand? So Ryan can give Tank some issues, but ultimately Ryan Garcia is fragile. He's very, very fragile. Now, I don't think Tank Davis is this big ghetto gorilla. I don't think he's nearly as tough as some people might make him out to be. You understand? I don't think he's that tough as people, but he's a lot tougher than Ryan Garcia is, and he's got a lot more grit. And he's got, and grit and more determination than Ryan Garcia has, in my opinion. And I always thought that was under the impression that Ryan Garcia was faking a mental health illness when he pulled out of a couple of fights. I never believed that one iota. But if that's true, then you can also give Tank Davis the mental edge in this fight, man. So, as good of I do think it's a fun fight. It's an entertaining fight. But let's not overhype it to be some all-time great, pound-for-pound, credentials, Hall of Fame status type of shit, because that's not what this fight is, people. It's a fight between 2 very popular contenders. That is it, man. All right? So let's not make this fight something out to be that it's not. But ultimately, this is how I see the fight playing out. I see Ryan Garcia. I don't see this fight going the distance. I see Ryan Garcia giving Tank some issues early, very early in the fight, with the height, the reach, and the speed, the hand speed. I actually think Ryan Garcia is going to hurt and maybe even drop Tank Davis early in this fight, okay? But he won't be able to finish him, okay? He's going to try to, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think Gervonta Davis is going to adjust after the first 3 rounds. Gervonta Davis has much better footwork than Ryan Garcia. I think he's going to adapt. He's going to get hurt early, in my opinion. He's going to adapt to it. And he's going to eventually walk Ryan Garcia into a trap and knock him the fuck out. So for my official prediction, I'm going with Tank Davis by a 6th round knockout. Okay? I think it'll be interesting in the first few rounds. I don't see this fight lasting very long. I think it'll be over quicker than people are expecting. One way or the other, somebody's getting knocked out, and I don't even see it making it into 9, 10, 11 rounds, bro. I don't even think it's going to go past 8, one way or the other. All right, I would be shocked if it did. But You know, Ryan Garcia backs up in a straight line. He's got fast hands, but it's always in one motion. Backwards. He doesn't move his feet. He doesn't have great footwork. Tank doesn't have great footwork either, but it's a lot better than Ryan Garcia's, and he can use different angles to punch from. We've only seen Ryan Garcia go in one motion. And I think Ryan Garcia, like I say, will tag and hurt Tank Davis early, but eventually Tank's going to adapt to it. He's going to use his superior footwork. And Ryan Garcia is so fragile, man. If Tank hurts him, he's going to finish him, bro. In my opinion, Ryan Garcia doesn't have the heart. So, I'm rooting for Ryan in this fight. I hope he pulls it off, but with the catch weight, the rehydration clause, the fact that Ryan Garcia is so fragile, the fact that he keeps his chin up in the air, and the fact that Tank Davis has the better footwork and equal to, if not superior, power, makes me favor Gervonta Davis in this fight. So for my official prediction, I'm going to say Gervonta Davis by a 6th round knockout. I think it's going to be a fun fight while it lasts. But like I say, eventually I do see Ryan Garcia succumbing and him getting outmaneuvered and outworked by Tank Davis after getting hurt and buzzed early on in this fight. So that's all I have to say with regards to this fight, people. I'm rooting for Ryan, but my head says Tank Davis. So God bless everybody. Please be sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you're new. Hope you enjoyed the video. And until next time, people, I'll talk to you. Salute and God bless.